What's going on, everybody? In this video, this video is kind of a instructional, motivational kind of video. I'm not going to be too preachy on this video. I'm just going to be more about concepts here. If you're not subscribed to this channel, feel free to do it if you would like to. If not, that's fine too. You can watch this video, probably check out a couple of other videos. On this channel, what I try to talk about mostly is how to add value to your life. You know, make a couple of extra $100 a month, or try to progress, and move forward in life. And I wanted to talk about working with your hands. And I want to talk about doing some hard work and how it pays off, because I think we're moving into an economy where people feel like hard work is not worth it. I'm finding that a lot of people, especially a lot of young people, are becoming lazier and lazier. This generation is becoming one of those generations where, you know, we're going to pass the work off to someone else, no matter what it is, all right? As long as it's not as easy as sitting around doing nothing, reading a book, or sitting on your cell phone, or going on social media. I kid you not. I recall I went to the mall I went to a mall, and I was standing by Nathan's, and I saw a girl right in the kitchen sitting on her cell phone messaging, and then she said something about Facebook, and I was thinking to myself, are you serious? This is getting way out of hand. Hard work still pays off because of one particular statement that I still believe is true to this day, and I will not think otherwise. There's a saying, the cream rises to the top. I believe in that saying, and I believe that the harder you work, the smarter you work, the more strategic you are in everything you do. I'm not talking about just at your job. I'm talking about in your personal life too. Some people have told me that they could not benefit from what I was saying on this channel, but here's the ticker. Here's the ticket. Okay, I was thinking about ticker because I was doing my dividends on a piece of paper. That's right. I do it on paper and I do it on Excel. So check this out. Hard work does pay off, people. And the thing is, it has to follow every aspect of your life, right? If you're the kind of person that sits around and mopes and doesn't do much in your life, then of course it's going to show, right? Because you will suck in your personal life. You're not going to be very well at many things at your job, and you're not going to be resourceful. You're not going to be able to think very fast. You're not going to be able to think efficiently. You're not going to be able to follow through. Your ideas are going to be less than perfect, less than good. And you're going to suffer. People who work with you are going to suffer. And people who are in charge of your delegated task are going to suffer as well. Why? Because you can't throw good money after bad. What does that really mean? That term doesn't always extend to money. It also extends to time and energy. It's almost like I'm finding this more often than I'm finding the latter. I'm finding more often that I look into situations where there's a lot of females who deal with a lot of guys that aren't really putting forth really good energy and producing in their lives. And these very strategic, very organized, very, I wouldn't say careful, organized, very meticulous females are actually working double shifts, meaning that they have to work hard for themselves and work hard for their partner to make things work out, because this person just can't find themselves energetic or confident enough to put themselves on the right level. So you got to think of it like this. if you're throwing your good energy, your good time, after bad time, you have to work harder to compensate for that bad time being invested. So you have to think about that. If you have to work harder for someone else because they're not doing what they have to do, then you're going to be inconvenienced greatly. So, with that being said, working hard, right? Working hard still pays. There are a lot of jobs out there that some of the bookworms, the ones who want to sit at a desk and do basically nothing, all right, that pay a lot more than the bookworm does, all right? There are a lot of machines out there that need to be operated, okay? Manual machines. Okay, you can look into this all you want. You can look into technical stuff. I know technical. I have a lot of friends in the technician field. I have a lot of friends in executive fields and businesses and stuff like that that have to travel. I have a lot of friends in different areas of life. But some of the friends that I know that do the physically harder work are the ones that make the most money. I have some friends that are worth $3 to $4 million a year, and they come from a background where they do a lot of physical work, a lot of hardcore work. They may have started working for someone else as a carpenter, started working for someone else as a carpet installer, started working for someone else, doing handyman work, building homes, doing masonry work. Then they started investing in machinery on their own. Then they're buying drill bits, buying bits and buying machinery. And they're starting their own businesses. And within the first year, making nearly $1 million. Second year, going over $1 million. Just making more and more money, doing jobs, private contracting, all that other stuff. So you got to think about it. I'm telling you right now, I have friends who make 6 figures a year. I have friends who make a few $1 million a year. But the ones that make the most, at least the people that I know, are the ones that do the manual labor. Those are the ones that I know make the most money because they worked for someone else. They had a great, strong work ethic, probably got annoyed because things weren't working well, and they went and started their own company. Or they started their own carpentry business, their own construction business, their own carpet laying business. Maybe they're a machine operator and then started renting machines or started utilizing machines, going subcontracting or whatever the case may be. Now think about this. Think about all the people who do all types of operations, right? Think of truck drivers, think of crane operators, think of petroleum engineers, or not engineers, but the people who manufacture the machines that mix the oils and stuff like that. And think of how much these people make. Now, you're talking 6 figures, right? Now think about someone who owns a cement company privately as an owner. Think of how much money they're going to make per year. Think about someone who's a carpenter and has their own business, or construction has their own business, how much money they're going to make a year. Think about it. There's some of these people, they go and they do one job. Like all they have to do is do a 2-day job. A window installer, $5,000 or whatever, cool, 2 days. Right? So think about it. So hard work still pays, people. You got a lot of people that think that they have to go to college to be successful. And I'm here to let you know that that is not true. Okay? People need to wake up and take the pillowcase off of your head. We're talking about school debt in this nation. And how, oh, school debt, I'm drowning in the debt. Someone needs to relieve me. Well, get out there and start using your hands. How about that? Go pay for that school debt by doing something you never thought of before. Yes, working. Yeah, actually, There's this magical thing called working with your hands. It's called working. And it's very symbolic to the universe because working with your hands are equivalent to universal properties. Like if someone was to go farm and plant, that breeds life. Okay? We had to build civilizations, right? So think about this. People who are doing masonry work, people who are doing carpentry work, people who are laying, doing all this stuff, bricklayers, all this other stuff, bulldozing, the whole 9 yards. So think about this. People are actually complaining about drowning in college debt. Well, here's the thing. Number one, I don't know how many people graduated from school being great in the first place, right? Except for the ones that you know graduated from school being great or dropped out of school being great, right? So being great means when you go to school for one particular purpose, and that is to learn how to make a lot of money. Why? Because you're spending money. Someone's not telling these people, what are you doing when you're going to school? You're going to spend money. You're going to spend money. So if you're going to go to spend money to make more money, you need to ensure that you're going to make more money. So go to school for something particular. I've always said this a lot of times, and I please forgive me if I offend someone, but this thing about that everyone has a right to go to school, let me tell you something. In my opinion, if you can't maintain a B average or above, you should probably stay away from college. If you're a C student or if you get a C in one of your classes, just don't go to college. Don't do it. Don't waste your time, because if you're going to go to school, be excellent. And it's nothing against you. Maybe you're not meticulous enough, or you're not educated enough, or maybe something doesn't work with you, or you work better with your hands. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen Hill. Thank you for that. And that's true. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand that not everything is for everybody, right? Just because you think that everybody's preaching this lesson of go to college so you could rack up some debt doesn't mean it's for you. You might work better with your hands. You might work better with creative ideas. Maybe you can be an interior decorator. I'm going to talk to the women too. Thank you. It does make sense. Maybe you can be an interior decorator, because there's certain college courses that I think are trash and garbage. I have a friend who talks with me all the time. I tell him that the only way he's going to improve his life is if he admits to me on the phone that he's got a garbage education. What is a garbage education? Going to school to study sociology. If you want to study sociology, you know what you got to do? Pick up a magazine, all right? Pick up O Magazine or something. Read Oprah's book. Read Michelle Obama's book. You want to study sociology? Read anybody's book. That's sociology. You get it for free by going down the street and going to the library and picking up books on women's empowerment, men's move to alleviate stress, and I don't want to commit suicide books and stuff like that. That's where you're going to get your sociology degree from for free. But if you want to go to school and you're going to spend $20,000 to $100,000, you shouldn't be studying other people. You should be studying a craft that's going to make you more money. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. Okay? And if you're going to waste your time, you're also wasting my money, because some of you people are preaching that I pay more taxes to pay for your bad decision. Now, where does accountability come into play? All right? Where does accountability come into play when I have to pay for a decision you made? I didn't get the opportunity to go to your class and learn what you did. I didn't have the pleasure of doing that. You did, but you think I should pay for it. That's my problem. This is why hard work still pays, because all you got to do is slap yourself a few times, wake up, and realize that it's time to wake up and live life. It's time to go do something for real, okay? That little spook dream that somebody sold you, you need to get rid of it, okay? It's garbage. Take it out with the trash you have in your home. Take it out and go throw it in a dumpster along with all your other convoluted concepts. Throw it in the trash. Hard work still pays. Like I said, all the people that I know that work hard with labor, and all the people that are creative. Yes, ladies, women, if you have great ideas, work on them. There's nothing wrong with starting your own business because you know how to knit a hat or make a scarf or make stuff like that. If you are creative like that, then let it drive you into the next millennial. You might become really wealthy. Pay attention to what you're good at. If you think about designing a home or making things look nice, maybe your duty is to become an interior designer. Oh, you have to go to school for that. Maybe, maybe not. If you own your own business, you could find an interior designer that's already gone to school for that, and you can hire them to get the bigger accounts. But as far as interior design is concerned, all you got to do is be smart and make the right sale right away, right? Everybody knows a friend that always wants to design their home and does, and maybe you have a better idea, and maybe you design and say, hey, if you get all the materials and then you cover my bases, I can help you with this design. So in your part-time, you're just gonna do that, and then people are gonna say, oh, who did your house? Oh, Mercedes did, or Shannon did, or Karen did. Thank you, Karen. So then Karen could say, oh yeah, boom, now Karen's got business cards, interior design. What can you do, Karen? Somebody might pay you $15,000 to design their home. You might bump into somebody who has a really nice home and wants to do it. Maybe you could talk to some realtors. Maybe a real estate company might have you stage a home to sell a house. And they might pay you 3 or 4 grand just to do it, just like that. What kind of paint coat would go good with this? Maybe you're good with that, and maybe you need to pay attention to your skill sets and let those drive you to success. And stop letting people talk in your ear and tell you, oh, you need to go to college. Oh, you need to go into debt, go into massive debt. This is what's happening in America. I wish this video can go viral. So all these youth, share this video, people. Subscribe, share it, so that the youth can stop wasting their time. I don't want to see the youth in America sitting here being sold a dream, a soliloquy. Please stop doing it. Just don't fool yourself. Yes, if you want to get a better education, go to school. Maybe you should work hard. And if you feel like you're working hard and you're peaking out, you might say, hey, I want to get a better education in this field so that I can be more effective in this. Because it is, at this point, it is very easy to be great. You want to know why? Because a lot of people are lazy. If you go work in a certain field, there's going to be a lot of things that a lot of people aren't going to want to do. You're going to find that because people are starting to become very lazy. If you go back 30 years ago, people worked harder than they do now. We're moving into an economy where nobody wants to do anything. Okay? You got people who will show you a home, landlords who will show you a home looking disgusting. They didn't even vacuum the rug. They didn't even sweep the floor. Nobody wants to do anything. But even some people even want to be landlords, and they won't even do the due justice to paint, to put a nice fresh coat of paint before you show the place. Okay, I don't trust a landlord who's going to say, oh, well, I'll clean this after you write me a check, because chances are they're not. If they got you to sign that lease already on a dotted line, they probably ain't going to do nothing. Now it's up to you to do that. So here's the thing. Working hard will still work for you. If you could find a job, let me tell you something, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, if you graduated from high school and you have an opportunity to get a job that's going to pay you $40,000, $50,000, do it. Forget about the running into school and wasting time, especially young men. Now is the time to start working with your hands. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a good idea. Your 2 sons did the right thing. Let me tell you what they did that's very important in the first place. Whenever you get yourself certified in something, you're saying, I have a skill. Now, you have your whole life to improve on that skill set. If somebody wanted to become an electrician, all right, let me say something. I know a guy who, and this is weird, I think I told this story before. This is weird. I know a guy who went to school to study electric, to become an electrician helper or something. I think he went to some BOCES course or whatever and got certified. And in the meantime, the thing is, he was very entrepreneur-like because he's Jamaican and stuff like that. And I know a lot of them are very entrepreneur-like. Some of them, not all of them. I know some that I don't even want to go there. So anyway, um, all of a sudden, like as he was doing what he was doing, I don't remember what kind of job he had before, but he was very ambitious. Then he got a food truck. I think he was working at a job and then he left. He used to do a lot of overtime, and then he left. Like he would stay there and do doubles because they needed a lot of work. That's a good sign of somebody who's going to make a lot of money. Someone who would actually sit at a job and do a double. So he would do a double, and then he went and got a food truck. I think he quit. He went and got a food truck and had a food truck business that was making him a lot more money. He was making, I think he was working at a job that paid like little to nothing. Then the food truck business started making him like 65K or whatever. He did it for 1 or 2 years. And he had the electrician, and he was doing that on the side too, whatever. And when he started his own company as an electrician, he was an independent contractor and had his own company. He was making about $250,000 a year. And he was the kind of guy that was kind of more quieter or whatever. Family was praising his brother and stuff like that. Oh, he graduated with a law degree. Now, the brother's a hustler too, went to school, got his law degree, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, this guy that I'm talking about that I know, that I'm not going to say his name, I try to stay away from this because I want to tell these stories. And, but the thing is, this guy was making a ton of money and his family didn't even know it. But they never even mentioned to like, oh, call him up. Oh, you doing great? Oh, how you doing? Or all of a sudden, he has his vehicle. He's got a brand new. I'm not going to tell you what kind of car because then if he watches this video, he'll know. Well, he'll probably know because the story is his. So yeah, he got a Beamer, and people started people who know him notice him, but his own family didn't realize that he was doing really well. And then he ended up paying off the balance of his parents' mortgage. And they broke down and cried. And they had to apologize to him because they realized they weren't giving him the same attention that they gave his younger brother who went to school and got a degree in law that was only making about 50, 60K, right? So sometimes people, you got to watch what you honor. A lot of families will celebrate the child that graduated from college and say, oh, look at this degree. I noticed this too much. But the one who's hustling, doing double shifts, working a really great job, making more than enough money to get a house and do well, these people get ignored because they don't have this piece of paper that tells you, oh, I did something. I did something. Thank you. Thank you for that, Karen. Um, and then on top of that, um, I have a friend. I don't think I talked about him on here before, but he used to work the night shift, stocking shelves. Did it for 13 years. Mostly saved and invested most of his money because he stayed at home with his parents, worked really hard, and started investing most of his money. Okay, after 13 years, he quit because he had enough money to live off of most of his dividends. I think he started doing, I guess because he was starting to learn how to do a little bit of day trading and DGI, dividend growth investing. He started doing events and started speaking at speaking engagements and charging people pretty good money to speak on certain topics, and he was getting booked a lot. So he was able to live on his bookings fees and speaking engagements and then investing his money. He is now a millionaire today, and we still talk and we still text each other. And by the way, thank you for all the advice, Greg. It works. I just said his name, and I have the right to because he's a good friend, and he won't care. Greg, if you're watching this, I told on you. You know your story. I didn't say where you work. Thank you. So anyway, I think it was last year, became a millionaire. He's doing really well with investing and stuff like that. And people don't understand that sometimes just doing the right thing consistently over and over again and looking for growth in your own personal life will take you to the next level. So sometimes you got to look for the growth. And I think I got to end this video because I noticed how long this video is going. I'd love to talk to you guys some more. And I tell you, like, if this video is hitting you, go ahead, press like, share this video. Once the live goes off, you can go back on and you can share the video. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put the link below. I would like for people to follow me on Twitter if you can. I'm going to start live streaming these videos for now on. If you guys think I should do it a little later, I noticed that this is the most amount of people I had on since live streaming it at a time. So I'm thinking that maybe I should start live streaming it a little earlier or either a little later so I can get more people on. Because I'd like to have at least 20 people on when I'm live streaming. So yeah, working hard still works. Trust me, people. Ladies, don't forget what I said. You have some people that work for, thanks, all right. Oh, Cali, shout outs to Cali. I think two of the biggest places that my views come from are Europe and California. I get a lot of West Coast viewers, more so on the West Coast than I do on the East Coast, and which I think is pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to put my Twitter link below. If you don't have a Twitter, you can always create one and follow me. Or you can subscribe to this channel. You can share it with all your friends. If you like, share it on your Facebook. Share it on all your feeds. Say, hey, this guy's great. And if you guys want me to continue on this topic, please comment below. The thing that sucks is your live stream comments don't transfer over Chicago, but from Ohio. That's awesome. Thank you, Karen. So make sure you comment after the live stream goes off. If you have comments, I think the comments don't transfer over from the live feed, which is okay. That's okay. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. We should probably do a part 2 of this, right? Let me know. Guys, most important thing that I can have you do right now is let me know whether I should continue on this topic or talk about something else. Feel free to suggest different topics and different ideas to me, and I will gladly embark on them, or I'll continue on the ideas that I'm already talking. Part 2? Okay, you got it. Anyway, Byron, what's the difference between working hard and working smart? So, okay, now I can't end it because I want to answer your question. Working hard and working smart, if you put those two things together, you become great. So you want to be great. I'm not going to really put a difference between them because I don't want to create a false dichotomy saying that you either could do one or the other, because that's how people create circular argument with logic, and it's not either or. That should never be a position that one should have unless they're fixated on having preset positions, right? Usually, sometimes that question could be looked at in a wrong way. Sometimes the objective of someone asking, not you, Byron, but sometimes the objective of someone asking that question is to consolidate their preset position that one is superior to the other, and it's not. When I say working hard, me in particular, I mean that everything needs to synergize. The very core values that you hold inside need to be exercised and practiced because habits become one's patterns, right? Now, someone can say, I like to work smart and don't do anything, right? It's kind of like, oh, I don't want to wash my dishes because I have a dishwashing machine. But then again, that's cool to have the dishwashing machine. But here's my question. Are your dishes available when you only made one? Second, are you going to dry them and put them away? Third, are you going to organize your kitchen in a way suitable so that it works for you, right? Are you still going to prepare things and get things done? Are you going to work harder and smarter together? Are you going to synergize those two components so that you can get maximum productivity and get a better resolve or result from practicing the two qualities in unison? So when I say work hard, I'm not pulling away the smart component, because sometimes working hard is being smart, because there are some people that just want to sit on their couch and watch movies or play video games, and then they want to argue, hey, I'm smart because I did this. Now, could you be great? Could you do better? Could you work on something? Could you increase your productivity in one area, right? You probably could. So why just settle for working smart? Why just settle for working hard? You should put both those components together. If you want to work hard and you want to be smart, you're going to end up being great. So do them both. And what you're going to find is you're going to end up being like one of my friends I talked about earlier in this video, when I said that most of my friends that worked really hard labor jobs ended up becoming, millionaires. Because I have friends that are in executive positions and jobs, and the most they make is like 120, 130, 140, maybe 150. Some make 200,000, but the ones that used to do construction or handiwork for someone else for a couple of years, they started their own construction business, their own carpeting business, their own mason business, their own electrician business, and they're making consistently millions of dollars a year. And that's at least my own personal experience. I'm not going to say that that's everybody's experience. That's just the people that I know personally. Because I know people who do construction, then they'll just build a house. They'll go buy a house that's on the market that's basically should be ripped down. I have a friend who moved to a place where the hurricane happened. I don't remember how that took place. I can't tell you guys all the details because this was like a couple of years ago, but he went and bought a home for about $5,000 and rehabbed it, because he does construction, and sold it. And then he bought a couple of other houses, right? He was buying homes for as low as $1,000, buying houses for like 5, 6 grand, some of them for 10. And then all he was doing was constructing them, getting his construction crew out there, fixing them up, flipping them, fixing them up, flipping them, using his construction business, getting jobs. Some other people wanted to fix them up and flip them. So he had that. He was out there for a while and was making millions. This particular person, which I'm not going to say his name, think is in the ballpark of about 4 million or a little more per year. Because this individual was doing construction, doing carpentry, and actually started buying houses in the northern eastern area, and basically was renting them out. So this person's a landlord too, owns a couple of buildings and a couple of houses, and kept the construction business going, and is doing really well financially. So this is why I'm trying to say that trying to think that, oh yeah, I need to go to college and get a better paying job. Most courses in college will only prepare you to make the bare minimum. They're better than minimum wage jobs, but oh, absolutely. I hope I answered your question, Byron. I hope I hope I didn't go off the forbidden path. All right, so Karen, the best idea you could have with starting a business especially if you're not there. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jermaine. The best idea for starting a business, if you're not completely sold on the idea of a business, is to test market it, right? You want to go find a customer, whether you got a product or service. Go find a customer, get a customer, right? And try to see if that customer could buy again. And ask that customer for referrals. Ask that customer for referrals. And you start your business like that. And you just got to see it bigger. The more independent you are, the better. So you're just going to let that go. Like, ask your customer for referrals. Let them know you're just getting started. Be very honest with your customers. Let them know that you really want to do a great job. Whatever it is you're offering, whether it be a service or a product, just get yourself a customer, test market it, see if it works. If you can make a certain amount of money per month doing this business consistently for 6 months, then I would say it's time to like really launch it off and let it go to the next level. But usually most of it is just confidence, right? You have to believe in yourself, and you have to have an idea that what you're trying to do as far as starting a business is going to work because you work, right? And you feel confident in what you're doing, and you couldn't imagine doing anything else. So you have to go and put your skill sets to the test and put your skills to work. If you're a great salesperson or you got a product or service you're selling, then be excellent at it, right? Get better at it, present it really well, and get referrals. Don't forget to get referrals. Just continue to get referrals, right? If you have a business where you're selling hats, you know, tell someone to maybe you made 6 hats, you sold 1, let people know you have other colors. Now that person might buy another hat and be like, hey, I want that hat because I was looking for a green one for a friend of mine that I want to give as a birthday gift. So now they give that person, they maybe their favorite color is green. Maybe when people you talk to on a daily basis and BS with, well, I'm just joking, but maybe people you talk to on a daily basis, they, you know, just say, hey, what's your favorite color? Oh, my favorite color is red. So then you go and make a red hat and say, hey, send them a snapshot. I just made this hat. Do you think that anybody would want to buy it? I'm only selling it for blah, 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 $10. They might say, hey, you know, that's my favorite color. Why don't you sell it to me? I got $10. Boom. So now you got a product, you're pushing it, you're moving it, whatever it is, and you just keep rinse, wash, repeat. If it's financially stable enough for you to start your own website and do it from a website and show people your website and say, hi, I have these or whatever, then do that too. I mean, sell your products, build your brand, build the logo, do whatever you got to do, whether it's a service. If you have a service cleaning people's cars or whatever and stuff like that, clean someone's car, clean your car, go around, show people, hey, look, I clean cars. Whatever it is you do, all right? If you're a wedding planner or interior designer, or you like to clean people's homes, you know, let people know that you clean houses or whatever, and maybe they want their houses clean, or they want their weddings catered to, or maybe you do catering. Maybe you want to cook for someone and do some catering. So do that for them too, you know? Anyway, I got to end this video because I've been on for a while. I appreciate everybody's comments. Make sure you go back and comment again because unfortunately the live stream comments do not stay. Please, I'm going to do a part 2. It was requested. Thank you very much. But I got to end, guys. Have a great one. I got to enjoy my morning, get some coffee, get some breakfast in. Thank you and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And share this video, people. Press the like button. Hit the like button. Have a good one. Thank you.